Dear friends, last time we talked about first lesson, that is electric charge and electric field. Now last time we studied about first formula Q is equal to NE, that is quantization of the charge. We also saw the Coulomb's law in scalar form, that is F is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. We saw unit and dimension of K and epsilon 0 also. Okay. Now suppose we are being asked Q1 Q2 greater than 0, then which type of force will act between the charges? Now, so the product is positive, that means that either both charge will be positive or both will be negative. This suggests that these are like charges. Now between like charges, there is a force of repulsion. Okay, and if Q1 Q2 is less than 0, then one should be positive and second should be negative. Now these are unlike charges. Okay, then between unlike charges there will be force of attraction. Okay, so this is about the scalar form of the Coulomb's law. Now today we start with the vector form. Okay, now as you know the statement will remain the same. Now this can be asked in a 2-mark question. Explain vector form of Coulomb's law. Now we start with the 2-point charges Q1 and Q2. Okay, now right now nothing has been said regarding the polarity of the charges, so we say both are like charges. So we can write like this: let Q1 and Q2 are point charges whose position vector with respect to origin be R1 and R2. Now we have seen the direction of the force is along the line joining the two charges. Now let us say this is a line joining the two charges. Now let us be defined like this: let F12 is a force acting on Q1 due to Q2. Okay. Now here Q1 and Q2 are like charges, so there will be a force of repulsion. So we can say the direction of F12 will be like this. See, this can be written like this: there is a force applied by Q2 on Q1. We can see both have the same meaning. Similarly, F21 is a force acting on Q2, okay, or force applied by Q1 on. You can see this is. Now see, F12 is a force acting on Q1 due to Q2. Similarly, F21 is force acting on Q2 due to Q1. Now this is a vector form. F12 is K Q1 Q2 upon. Okay, there is a formula for the Coulombian force between two charges in vector form. This is a formula of F12. Now what is R12 here? See, R12 is a unit vector. R12 is a unit vector in direction of F12. What we can see here, that F12 and R12 are in the same direction. So we can write like this: R12 is a unit vector in direction of. Now see, we can take the help of triangle law, that is on the head of the R2, tail of the R12 is kept, the third side is R1. Now this is the first side of the triangle, second side, see the closing side is R1. So we can write R12 is R1 minus R2. Now these are vector form. this will be the magnitude. We can write in this way r1 minus r. Now how do we get a unit vector of a given vector? That is r12 caret is a vector form upon. Okay, so this is about the f12 k q1 q2 upon r12 square up into r12 caret. Now r12 caret is a unit vector and r12 that is a magnitude, that is a of the distance of the position vector, that is a distance between the two charges. Similarly, we can write f21, there is a force acting on q2 due to q1. We can write as k q2 q1 r21 square into r1 caret. In that case also, the r21 caret will be the unit vector in direction of f21. Now see, by Newton's third law, okay, now this is a force being a vector quantity. We know the direction of the force, both are in the opposite direction, but we can say the magnitude will be same. F12 will be. This is about the vector form of the Coulomb's law. Okay. Now here Q1 and Q2 are the point charges. R1 and R2 are the position vector with respect to origin. See, we can have the formula of the force F12. Similarly, we can have the formula for F21, and by Newton's third law, F21 and F12 are equal. Okay. This is about the Coulomb's law in vector form. Okay. Now let us say we take a simple question based on this. Okay. Now let us say it is being asked that two point charges, 1 microcoulomb and 3 microcoulomb are separated by 30 centimeters. What will be ratio of force by charge on each edge? Okay, now again we have 1 microcoulomb charge and 3 microcoulomb charge separated by some distance, let us say 30 centimeters. See, we can have the magnitude of the force, but we know whatever the force will be applied by 1 microcoulomb on 3 microcoulomb, similar magnitude, the force of similar magnitude will be applied by 3 microcoulomb on 1 microcoulomb. So in that case, see, our F21 will be equal to minus F12, but see, their magnitude will be equal. In that case, the ratio F21 upon. Okay, so this is a simple example of the Coulomb's law in vector form. Okay, now so far we have talked of only 2 point charges. Now let us say what will be the case if there are more than 2 point charges. Now that we have to study by using principle of superposition. So see, our next question will be like this. Okay, this can be again asked in a 2-mark question. See, it will be like this. Write and explain principle of superposition. See, the write and explain principle of superposition. Now, see, the principle of superposition we have studied in the 11th standard in chapter number 15 also. But here it will be little bit different. Now, first we start with the statement. Okay, if a charge is subjected to more than 1 Coulombian force, then resultant force is equal to vector sum of okay. Now if a charge is subjected to more than 1 Coulombian force, then resultant force is equal to vector sum of the individual force. Now see, we can have as many number of charges, but we start with a simple thing, that's we have a system of 3 charges. Now let us say, see, we have got Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay, now let us say Q1 has a position vector of R1 with respect to origin, Q2 has a position vector R2 and Q3 has a position vector. Okay, so we can write like this, let Q1, Q2, Q3 are point charges whose position vector with respect to origin are R1, R2, R3 respectively. Okay, now see here also these are like charges. Now let us say F12 is a force acting on Q1, D2, Q2. F21 is a force, F13 is a force acting on Q1. Now see, F12 is a force between Q1 and Q2. So let us say F12 will be like this. Okay, that is a force acting on Q1 due to Q2. Similarly, F13, see again they are like charges. F13 is a force acting on Q1 due to Q2. Now let F1 is a resultant force on charge Q1. So we can write like this, F1 is F12 plus F13. Okay, now just now we have seen F12 we can write like, okay. Now similarly KQ1 Q3 upon, now what is common here? What is common here? KQ1 upon Q2 upon Q3 upon. Okay, so that will be the resultant force on F1. So F1 will be F12 plus F13. F12 we can write KQ1 Q2 upon R12 square into R12 caret. Similarly, F13 will be KQ1 Q3 upon R13 square into R. See what we have taken here, common, KQ1 is common. So this is how we can write. Now right now we have seen only 3 point charges, but we can extend it for n number of charges. So we can write like this in that sense. Let Q1, Q2, Q3 be point charges. Okay. Let resultant force acting on Q1 be F1. Now here we have written for 3 charges. We can extend F1 will be F12 plus F13, F14. Okay, so this will be KQ1 Q2, KQ1 Okay, we can extend for n number of charges. Okay, see what we have written, F12 KQ1 Q2 upon R12 into R12 square carry into R12 current. Similarly, F13, F14, n number of charges. See what we can take common here. We can see KQ1 is common. So we can write KQ1 Q2 upon R12 carrot into. Okay. Similarly, Q3 upon. Now, see we can represent mathematically like this in the summation of forces, that is sigma. See, it will be I is equal to 2 to n. Why? Because we have got a system of n number of charges. Q I R1I square into R1I. See, this is how we can write in the form of summation. See, this is nothing but principle of superposition for n number of charges. Okay. Now, this is about principle of superposition. Now we can take some simple examples based on this. Now, we take a simple system of charges. Let us say we have got an equilateral triangle. See, this can be asked in VSQ or MCQ. Now, let us say Q charge is kept on each vertex of equilateral triangle. See, the length of the side is L. Okay. Now, we have to find out resultant force on charge at C. Find resultant force on charge at C. Now, see, each charge are same magnitude, that is Q. Now, let us say force between any two charges is F. Let force between any two charge F. Okay. Now, see, between charge at A and C there will be force of repulsion, that we can say F. Between force between B and C, that is charge and Q and Q. Now there are two forces of magnitude F. Now the angle, we know this is an equilateral triangle. Okay, so each angle will be 60. Now these two are vertically opposite angle, so then angle also will be 60. Now we have got two forces. Angle is 60. Now, see, the Euler standard we studied. See, if there are two forces or two vectors and angle between them is given, we can have different methods, but simple formula we can use, that resultant force of two vectors A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Here A is also F, B is also F, theta is 60. Okay, so we can write here F square plus F square cos 60 is 1 by. Now this will get cancelled. Okay, see, this is how we can find out the resultant force. Now, this is a simple example. If two forces are given, angle between them is given, we can find out the resultant force. See, here we have got system of three charges. Now, let us take another example. Okay, let us take another example. Suppose we are given three charges. One is at x is equal to 0. That is one coulomb magnitude. This also is one magnitude. That is at x is equal to 1. 1 coulomb charge. That is located at x is equal to 2 meter. Now let us say we call as A, B, and C. Okay. Now we have to find out resultant force at C. Okay, now this is a third charge that is also 1 coulomb magnitude, each one are of 1 magnitude. Now see the force here. See, let us say the force, we can write resultant force on C, that is a 0.3 be F3. So F3 we can write as F31 plus F3. Now what about the direction? See, these are like charges, so between 1 coulomb and 1 coulomb there will be repulsive force F31. Okay, between 2 and 3 also there will be repulsive force. Okay, now we can see that F31 and F32 are in the same direction. We saw that when given number of vectors are in the same direction, we can consider as a scalar. So right now we write only the magnitude only. So F3 is equal to, again we use F is equal to KQ1 Q2 upon R square. That is a scalar from formula. Now see the force F3 is K. What is Q3? We can write as KQ3 Q1 R31 square KQ3 Q2 upon R32 square. Okay, now we write the values Q3 and Q1. Now what is the distance between C and A? That is the third charge and the first charge. We can see each one are separated by 1 meter, so the total distance will be. Similarly, the force between 3 and 2, we can write K 1 into 1. Okay, so we can write here is K is common, it is 1 by 4 plus 1. So K will be 5 by 4, K is 9 into 10 to 9. Okay, this is how we can find out the resultant force on charge X. So you can have as many conditions, okay, which can be used like this. We take one more example of principle of superposition. Okay, now let us say 2 point charges Q and 4Q are there. Let us say the separated bit by distance R. Now see, our question is like this, where what will be magnitude Q of third charge placed at midpoint on line joining two charge such that resultant force on charge 4Q. Okay, now see our third charge, see the condition says that it is placed at the midpoint. Okay, now the question says what will be the magnitude of Q such that the resultant force on charge at B, that is 4Q, is 0. Now let us say we gave the midpoint as point C. Now we are being said FB is 0. Okay, now what are the forces here? FBA plus FBC. There is a force between 4Q and Q. There is FBA and the force between 4Q and capital Q. Now we think about the magnitude of direction of the force. See, between 4Q and Q, that will be force of repulsion. Okay, and between 4Q and Q also there will be repulsion. Okay, again they are like charges. So what is FBA is K 4Q into Q. See what is the distance here? R square plus K 4Q into Q upon. Now the distance will be R by Q. Okay, now we simplify. What is cancelled here? K is cancelled. 4Q also is cancelled. Okay, K is cancelled and 4Q. So what is left now here? Q upon R square plus Q upon. Now 4 will move to the. Now this will move to the right hand side, becomes 0. Okay, so the magnitude of third charge will be minus Q by. Now, so far, what we have studied, see basic about the electric charge. So far, we have studied about the basic about the electric charge, then Coulombian force, scalar form, then we saw the vector form, and principle of superposition. Now, today we take some examples. Now, see example 1.1 we have discussed earlier. Okay. Now, example 1.2 we are starting now. Okay. That is okay. Now the question says that if 10 to 9 electrons are removed every second, okay, how much time it will take to accumulate the charge equal to 1 coulomb. Okay, now see here a metal sphere or something like this is there. 10 to 9 electrons are removed every second. So the rate of losing charge is 10 to 9 electron per every second. Now we know the charge of the electron is 1.6 into 10 to minus 9 in coulomb. So the total charge lost every second is, now this is coulomb per second multiplied by how much time, how long, means time should be equal to 1. Now what we can see, this time and time will get cancelled. Okay, okay. So this is how we can find out the charge equal to 1 coulomb. So we have to find out the T here. So T will be 1 upon 10 to 9 into 1.6 into 10 to 9. Now that will make 1.6 into 10 to minus 10. Okay, so that will give us 0.625 into 10 to 10 seconds. Now see our scientific notation. Okay, is 6.25 into 10 to 9 seconds. This also can be the correct answer if it is asked in MCQ. But because this is a very large time, we can divide by textbook answer is given in years. So we have to know that 1 year is 365 days, 24 hours, and 1 hour second is this. So we can convert in years is 6.25 10 to 9 upon 365 into 24. If we solve this roughly, we will get 1. Okay. Now exam take care, instead of 10 raised to 9 electron, it can be even any other number also, then we should be able to solve. See, this is nothing but, this is about example 1.2. Now the next example is example 1.3.